Penny was an enslaved child at Mount Vernon, born in 1788. She was the third daughter of Priscilla, an enslaved field worker, and Joe, an enslaved ditcher. She lived with her 5 siblings and her mother on Doe Run Farm. Her father worked at Mansion House Farm and lived at the Greenhouse slave quarters during the week. Like many enslaved couples at Mount Vernon, Penny's mother and father lived separately. George Washington recognized marriages between slaves, but nevertheless dictated that work assignments rather than family units determine their living arrangements. Her father could visit them on Sundays or holidays. Sometimes he may have walked 4 miles to Doe Run after sunset, returning in time for work the next morning. Washington occasionally complained that his enslaved workers were fatigued from this practice of night walking to visit their families. As a result of these living arrangements, Penny and her siblings were raised primarily by their mother, the community at Doe Run, and as time went on, each other. When Christopher was born, Penny was 10. Her older siblings, Sophia, 13, Savory, 12, helped their mother with the newborn and their 2-year-old brother, Israez. We know relatively little about the lives of enslaved children at Mount Vernon because their lives were not as well documented as enslaved adults. Before being given formal work assignments, children were expected to perform simple tasks like fetching water, gathering sticks for firewood. Penny may have also weeded the family's garden plots, fed chickens, taken care of mending and cooking. Sometime between ages of 11 and 14, depending upon their physical abilities, enslaved children at Mount Vernon were given formal work assignments. And in 1799, Penny's older sisters, Sophia, 14, and Savory, 13, joined their mother working in the fields at Doe Run. In 1801, Penny, her siblings, and her mother Priscilla received their freedom from the provisions in George Washington's will. Her father, Joe, who belonged to the Custis estate, remained enslaved and was inherited by one of Martha Washington's grandchildren. Priscilla now found herself responsible for 6 children and forcibly separated from her husband. In his will, Washington stipulated that children with parents who were unable or unwilling to provide for them shall be bound by the court until they should arrive at the age of 25 years. In such cases, he also instructed that the children be taught to read and to write and be brought up to some useful occupation. We do not know whether Priscilla was forced to use this provision or if she was able to find the financial security to care for her family. Similarly, we do not know whether Penny and her siblings received the education that Washington desired. Manumission brought hope for the future, but it did not mean that Priscilla, Penny, and their family were free from the long shadow of slavery. To learn more about Penny and the lives of other women at Mount Vernon, you can visit mountvernon.org/women.
Click the subscribe button below and the bell icon to get notifications for new videos about George Washington and behind-the-scenes work at Mount Vernon.